So now I'm standing here in front of a quite certain trial. It's called internally the Time for Growth trial. And what is behind that? So we have here also two different sowing dates. 5th of September is the more or less normal sowing date, a little bit later than the average sowing time here in this region. And another sowing date, the second one, is the 19th September, so at least 14 days later than the first one. And in this trial, we are also testing 5 different varieties and another one with 2 different treatments, so in total then 6 variants. And next to these different sowing dates, we're also testing different intensities of growth regulator applications. So we have an intensive and extensive approach. And the intensive approach is that we are, for example, applying 2 times in autumn growth regulator. The first spraying appointment is at least at the 4-leaf stage with 0.7 liter per hectare within polyconazole and tebuconazole. And then a second one with 0.2 liter poclobutrazole. And this is the intensive variant in autumn, and the extensive is only applied once, only one application at 4-leaf stage, also with 0.7 liter polyconazole and tebuconazole. Yeah, now we are just seeing that the development after winter looking quite well, or there's no real winter damage, but actually, of course, it's quite interesting to see the behavior of the plants after this growth regulator application in autumn and how they behave over winter and what is the impact on winter damage. Now in spring, so within now the next few days, there will be also the two kind of treatments. Also, as I said before, an intensive and extensive variant. And in the first treatment, in the intensive variant, there will be a treatment at about the height of 20 centimeter of the plant. The next one will be, the second treatment will be at a height of 40 centimeter. So it will be not because of maybe to enhance the lodging resistance, but more to equalize the development of the plants and also to delay a little bit the flowering. So the idea behind is that due to the changing climate and to the impact of late frost, we want to regulate then the flowering so that the plants are a little bit more protected against late frost impact. This is then the main approach in spring when applying growth regulators in that time now. How we are doing it, so we have one possible strategy which we may follow is then that we apply 0.6 liter mepiquat and metconazole and at a height of 20 centimeter and an additional 0.8 liter proteoconazole and tebuconazole a little bit later. And in the extensive variant, it will be only 0.5 liter with the tebuconazole. Yeah, this is concerning then the application of growth regulator. And now what I'd also like to show you is then how the development stages are in relation to the different sowing dates. And therefore I will dig out 2 plants and will show you how it looks like. So. Okay. Now we will check then the development of the plants in relation to the different sowing dates. This plant is from the variation with the earlier sowing date at 5th of September. This one with the later at 19th of December. What we can say in general, that both plants are quite good developed, but we can already see somehow the difference in the plant development. So you can see here that the root is slightly longer compared to the late sowing variant. And if I'm now counting then the leaves, I would assume that this one has also somehow a little bit more leaves than this one. So we can do it right away. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 10 leaves. And the second sowing date, now we start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but 9, also 9 to 10 leaves. So no different in the when it comes to the leaf development, but we see somehow different in the root development. So even the late sowing variant has developed quite well, and there's no real difference in the development of the plants. This may look a little bit more with more biomass, so because the leaves are slightly bigger compared to this plant. It's of course the case because on the as it was sown at the beginning of September, where we still have long day, and then on the long day, then we have more biomass development, and in the short day, the biomass development is somehow a little bit reduced, and therefore the later sown varieties or the later sown variant, the biomass is slightly lower compared to the earlier sown variant. What is main important is that the number of leaf and such, also in this way also the number of side branches and the main important components for building up yield is the same in the slightly earlier sown compared to the slightly later sown or 40 days later sown variant. So and now we will see how the development will go ahead in the next weeks, and at the end of course then the grain yield is what is the main important result in this kind of trial.